going to do some moving and some wiggling and some shaking. What would you like to do first? We're going to kick off this list. What do you want to do first, somebody? 7 jumps. 7 jumps. Oh, you're brave. No, I'm just kidding. Come on, stand up. As you are able. Okay. Can you walk anywhere you want? Can you show me this? And walk. What was that first move? Uh-oh, do you remember the first one? What was the second one? Uh-oh. Gotta have a long memory. Number 1. Number 2. Number 3. 4. Awesome. Okay, 7 Jumps is a Danish folk song, and it is also in this year's Story to Grace curriculum, but it is out there in various forms. So it will be on the Spotify playlist, but it is also in the curriculum this year. And the poses, you can be the leader of those. Sometimes I pick 7 kids, and I tell them, okay, you're number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So they're at the front, and they get to choose what their pose is. A lot of the original folk dance is skipping. I didn't make you skip today, but you know, kids make them skip. It's good. It's good cross curriculum for their brain. All right, what would you like to do next?
Fiesta celebration.
Fiesta. Right. And up. Can you now? Okay. You may be in a situation where you have room to make a circle, or you don't, and you're in lines. All right. So, would you like to do the circle version or the line version? Line version. Okay. All right. So I'm giving you some example of modification. So you see something printed and you're like, oh, it says to be in a circle. I don't have room for a circle. I can't do this. No, you can still do it. You just have to do it differently. You just have to switch your brain. So it says that I'm circling to the right for 16 beats, and then I'm circling to the left for 16 beats. So I'm not in a circle, so how about if I just walk for 16? Or I could go this way for 16, and then go this way for 16. Let's do that. Let's go this way for 16. Okay? 16 this way, then we go this way. 16 this way. We go that way. All right? The next section, it says we have to do our scissor feet. What do you think scissor feet looks like? It can be like this. It can be like this. Okay? Usually it's more like this in a fancy movement kind of way, but you could decide what you wanted it to be. Okay? So I'm going to go scissor, 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 scissor. And I'm going to go forward, 2, 3, clap. Angela, I don't have room because we're in rows or we're in risers. Scissor, 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 step, 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 clap. Scissor, 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 step, 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 clap. Okay? So we can modify for that. And then the last section is to the right, to the left. So I'm going to go step, together, step, here, step, together, step, here. But we'll go to your right. I'll do it backwards. Ready? Here we go. Step, together, step, here, step, together, step, here, step, together, step, here, step, together. Okay, all right? I don't have enough room to do that. Step, 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 step. Right? So lots of ways you can modify. Just because it's written one way, look at your space and what can you do. Fiesta means party or celebration in Spanish. Down in San Antonio, we have a big party every April called Fiesta. And it is to honor the Battle of the Alamo and San Jacinto and Texas independence and all that. And it's like we get out of school. It's that big. When I first moved to Texas from Montana, I'm like, what is this Fiesta where we don't have school? It is clearly a San Antonio thing. Like people are gone for the week because it's a 2-week celebration, and they will be gone. Teachers, kids, because they're at Fiesta. It's that huge. It's an amazing thing. But you can still have Fiesta anytime. Growing in grace. Yes. Growing in grace curriculum. You know, we are in a Fiesta mood. Let's do Los Machetes. I know I was going to let you choose, but Let's do that. All right, so we are going to need 2 rhythm sticks for this. Los machetes means the machete, is what it means. This is a movement that comes from Jalisco, Mexico. Many years ago, I was traveling with my husband, and we were at this little dive restaurant, and no one was there. The waiter was like, oh, where are you from? What do you do? Blah, blah, blah. I'm a music teacher. Oh, what do you teach? Because I also teach K through 5 general music during the school day. And then my other job is my church job. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I teach. He goes, oh, do you dance? I'm like, yes, we do. We do folk dancing. And I'm like, oh, my gosh, I'm in Jalisco. Los Machetes is from Jalisco. I wonder if this is a real dance, right? Because sometimes people make things up like me, right? Yes, the celebration is not a real dance. That is a made-up dance. But Los Machetes is, and he was like, yes, my daughter, we learned it. So here, to the embarrassment of my husband, here's me and the waiter with our knives from the table singing, dun, 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 dun. And you know, oh my gosh, they do it the same way I do it. This is awesome, right? This is really cool. So you're going to need 2 rhythm sticks in your own personal space. I am going to let you come and get your own sticks. I would not do that with students, right? Because there's the pushing and the shoving happening. And I wouldn't do knives. And they always ask me, why aren't we using knives? And I say, you will see when we start. Oh, it's so loud when I say thank you. Right, and then there's a whole, well, I got 2 smooth ones, and I want a smooth one and a bumpy one, or, you know. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, so here's the first move that we need with our knives. We're going to go tap in front, tap in back, tap in front. So it goes front, back, 1, 2, 3. Front, back, 1, 2, 3. All right, you got that move. Okay, here's another move. Do this as you feel comfortable. It goes front, leg, front, back. So leg, front, back, 1, 2, 3. So front, leg, front, other leg, front, back, 1, 2, 3. Front, leg, front, back, 1, 2, 3. Notice I didn't say right or left because it really doesn't matter, right? So you don't have to be worried about that, all right? So those 2 motions together goes like this. Front, back, front, back. Then front, ooh, you know the hardest part. I always teach the hardest part first, because then when we get to the easy part, it's like, oh, those kids who are struggling. All right, you're going to need a partner by the time I get to 0. So you and your partner need your 2 sticks in your own personal space. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You get to be with me. I'm the best partner ever. Right? All right, so we're going to turn and face our partner. We're going to change one thing. Instead of front, back, we're going to go front, stick, front, stick, back. Can you just try that move? we could be the salt, we could be the pepper, we could be the ketchup, we could be the mustard. You can use whatever flavor you want. I vary it up. So, we're going to do the salt. Salt, we're going to go first. Can you follow me? Ready? Peeling the banana. Okay, we're going to take a step, salt this way. So that they can take a step. Okay, so that we're the salt, you're the pepper. Right? Can you follow Lauren? Peel the banana. Good job, good job. Okay, we got that. That's super easy, right? Can we do it at the same time? Awesome. Here we go. Peel the banana. Peel the banana. Both do it at the same time? When we get to the end, we go back up the middle. Like this game. Now you know all the moves. You know all the moves. All together. Okay, so let's get some music going here. We peel first. Here we go, we peel. Ready? We're going to our partner. You see why we don't use real knives? You might accidentally whack your neighbors. You might have done that. Right? And my students were like, they whack themselves. Why we don't use real knives? What age group do I do this with? I have done this all the way from second and up. Second and up is what I have done this with. I think if I were doing it with younger than second, I might modify. We might not be with a partner. We might just be in our own space. Right? And we're just practicing doing this. Because you've got a lot of coordination happening. And maybe on where that peeling is happening, we're just walking anywhere we want. And then we stop. And then we do those motions. So that's how I would modify that. This, historically, this came from, they were working in the sugarcane fields. And so they had their knives. And they would take a break. And they would use their knives because that's what they had. And it made a nice clicking sound. And so interesting, fun, and it's a real dance. It's not made up. They really, if you went to Holly's go and say, let's do Las Machetes, they'd be like, okay. Let's do it. All right, so let's do one more from our list.
Egg shaking.
Egg shaking blues. Okay. So take an egg or a shaker, pass it on. This would be for younger students. is on the Spotify playlist. The toe tap and age blues. All right, so if we have time, we'll come back and we'll pick maybe another one because there's lots of good things on there. But I want to make sure we get to these things. So Beatrice loves to move. I love children's literature. I would work in a library. Music didn't work out for me, but it's working out for me, so I think I'll stay. So Beatrice Loves to Move is a book I discovered a couple years ago. The author is actually from the Dallas area, which is interesting. So this is Beatrice. Beatrice loves to move. She moves up and down and all around. Today, Beatrice goes for a walk. In a bright red frock and polka-dotted socks, she walks around the block. To have more fun, down the sidewalk she runs. Near the corner she stops and begins to hop. She crosses the street in one giant leap. Over a stump, she takes a giant big jump. After she stumbles and trips, she decides it's safer to skip. All the way back home, Beatrice wants you to join in and move. Okay, can we stand up? Can you walk? When you hear my drum, your feet are going to travel to a new spot. When my drum stops, your feet have to stop. Ready? Here we go. Good listening feet. Can you run? Oh, now, if we are running, is that very safe? Probably not. So let's maybe do a jogging run, right? Because we're not in the gym, we're not outside, we're not full out running. And we just don't have space in here if we were outside. Okay, let's try it. Can you hop? Is hop 1 foot or 2? Hopping is 1, jumping is 2. That's what my PE teacher tells me all the time. Do it right. Do it right. Okay, yes, coach. Do it right. Hopping is 1 foot. Jumping is 2 feet in physical education land. So if you don't want to worry about physical education land, don't. Here we go. Hopping 1 foot. Freeze. Can you go to the other foot? Freeze. Why is it important to do both feet? Your brain, both sides of the body, right? If we only ever hop on our dominant foot, then we're not strengthening our other side. So we have to force them to do that because they won't do it. I won't do it. Okay? So make sure you do both sides. Can you leap? Can you jump? So now we've got 2 feet. Can you skip? Go outside and take a trip. Who would like to be the leader and play our drum? Nancy. Nancy's going to tell our feet what to do. We have to listen. Nancy will tell our feet what to do. Freeze, Nancy, that was fabulous. Nancy, would you find someone else to be our leader? All right, you're in charge. You get to tell our feet what to do. Good job. All right, so you can go ahead and have a seat. Hand drum with a mallet is another, if kids, are struggling with the reverb, right, and the sound. Oftentimes this is easier for them, so you can use a mallet on a hand drum. Just use like a yarn or I'm not going to make you do this. So can we crawl? Can we roll? Can we do all the things? And then when they become the leaders, they get to decide, let's hop, let's roll, let's skip. So giving them that choice and that agency that they can make those choices. And of course you have those students that come up and like, oh, good job. Now it's another person's turn. Right? They've had their turn, they've got it out, but now it's somebody else's turn to move. And that starting and stopping with the drum, if you don't have a drum, you could use a wood block, something that is more of a percussive sound, probably not an 8-shaker, because that's more. And a triangle, that just rings forever. So that gives you no grounding of when you're spacing it. So think about what you have as far as those instruments. So how do I get kids to move though in their own personal space? It's a question that I get sometimes. And I love the image of bubbles. So a lot of times I'll bring in a jar of bubbles. And I'll say, okay, we're going to do an experiment. What happens when I blow this bubble and it hits a piece of furniture? It pops. Let's see if that's true. We think it's going to pop. We blow the bubble. It pops. Oh, what happens if I blow this bubble and it hits another person? So I will go over to the people. And everyone gets bubbles blown on them. So we have to be scientists and experiment how it all pops. Right? So when your body is moving, pretend like you're in that giant bubble. And remember our experiment, if you touch the wall, if you touch another person, you popped your bubble. So a lot of times that visual image and going through the actual blowing of the bubbles. Another image that I use a lot of times is blowing bubble gum. Let's blow some bubble gum. Ready? Put your bubble gum in your mouth. Blow it up. Okay, ready? Here we go. Okay, got your big bubble? Okay, we're going to step inside our bubble. We want our bubble to pop. Don't want our bubble to pop. So that is another visual image you can do. Because then as they're moving, and especially if you start out with your younger kids doing this, by the time they get to those older grades, they've got a sense of that self-space, which is it's just something we have to teach. It's giving them what does that look like. What happens if they pop somebody's bubble? They usually have to go sit down for like a few seconds. Oh, he popped my bubble. Oh, he popped. You need to go sit down. No popping bubbles, right? So giving them that, okay, are you ready to be safe and be in your own personal space? Okay, come back and join us. It's not a long time that I usually have them sit out, but it gives them that, again, oh, don't want to pop bubbles, and learning how to navigate, which is why using an instrument to start and stop, they're learning how to navigate. Oh, there's people there, I need to go a different way. So learning those things. Any questions? Beatrice loves to move. Whether it's socks or it's shoes, it is always fun to move. So building up that movement vocabulary so that they can have, and then we talk about what's your favorite way to move. Okay, so I am not a native Spanish speaker, but I teach in South Texas, so my Spanish has gotten better, and I think it's important to be aware of who's sitting in your choirs, who's sitting in front of you. And I have a lot of Spanish speakers in my choirs, both at church and at school. So utilizing things that are easily accessible in the Spanish language is important. So we're going to take a look. What do you think my song is about? Shoes. Shoes. How did you know? There's pictures up there. Or we have the Spanish speakers in the class that goes, oh yeah, they tell me what it's all about, right? Okay. So I want to pretend like I am wearing my very most comfortable tennis shoes. My very most comfortable. I've had them. They're my favorite shoes ever. Can you stand up? And can you show me what would it look like if you wore your very most favorite comfortable tennis shoes? Oh, that was amazing. What other kind of shoes do you like to wear?
Flip-flops.
Flip-flops. How would it look if you were wearing flip-flops? How would that change the way you move? what their shoe might be, right? Sleeping music, clomping music, moon, boots. They come up with all kinds of things that they love to use too. Okay, so I have a song. I just want you to listen. It goes like this. Mis niñitos, ¿a dónde van ustedes? Zapatero, nos vamos a pasear. Mis niñitos, los zapatos se rompen. Zapatero, usted los comprenderá. So we already know my song is about shoes. Does anybody know what it would mean? Besides that it's about shoes. Can we get a little deeper here?
Where are your shoes?
Yes. Mis niñitos, my children, where are you going? ¿A dónde van ustedes? Zapatero, who is the shoemaker or the cobbler. Right? A long time ago, they didn't go to Walmart or Target or Academy to buy their shoes. They had to go to the cobbler. He had to measure their foot. He had to make their shoes. Or going for a walk. Oh, my children, your shoes are going to wear out. They're going to break. Zapatero, cobbler, you can fix them. You can fix them. All right, can you show me you are walking? You are walking in whatever shoes you would like. While I'm singing. How about we do our ballerina shoes? Can you turn and face the screen when you hear that music stop? Can you be my echo? Mis niñitos, ¿dónde van ustedes?
Mis niñitos, ¿a dónde van ustedes?
Mis niñitos, los zapatos se rompen.
Mis niñitos, sus zapatos se rompen.
What color did I do? I did the black. I did the black. Would you like to be the black or the blue? I should have asked you that first before I asked you. Sorry, I got a little ahead of myself.
Blue.
Blue. Zapatero, nos vamos a pasear.
Zapatero, nos vamos a pasear.
Zapatero, usted los comprenderá.
Zapatero, usted nos comprenderá.
Yes, and I know some of you are like, I am struggling with the Spanish, so are my students, right? I think it's important for us to struggle as well. Just like them, it puts us in, oh, that's what it feels like. Yeah, okay? And I usually have at least one Spanish speaker who's carrying the load, but we're going to do some echoing, and we're going to try our best. And if we don't get it perfect, that's going to be okay. We're just going to try our best. So you are the blue, I am the black. Here we go. Mis niñitos, ¿a dónde van ustedes?
Zapatero, nos vamos a pasear.
Mis niñitos, los zapatos se rompen.
Zapatero, usted nos comprenderá.
Ooh, what kind of shoes do you want? Boots. They've done it many, many times. Let's pretend like you've done it many, many times. Do you think you could sing the black and the blue? Let's do both, ready? Here we go.
Mis niñitos, ¿a dónde van ustedes? Zapatero, nos vamos a pasear. Mis niñitos, sus zapatos se rompen.
you're familiar with Pete the cat, he's fabulous. But in this one, he has white shoes, and then he has red shoes because he steps in strawberries, and then he steps in the mud, so he has brown shoes. So another, if you're looking for literature connections, it's another one you can find easily in a public library or a school library, or you may own it if you have young children. Okay, we come back another day, and we remind ourselves of the song, and I'm going to add some things. Okay? So I have two patterns out there. Let's look at number 2 first. It goes like this. Cobbler, mend my shoe. Cobbler, mend my shoe. Can you try that with me?
Cobbler, mend my shoe. Cobbler,
Can you keep that going? I'm going to try to mess you up. Don't let me mess you up.
Cobbler, mend my shoe.
Awesome. Did I trick anybody? No, you are amazing. All right, and then I would divide us in half. I love sound effects, by the way. I teach elementary music. Of course I love sound effects. All right, can you sing the song with me? Can you keep the cobbler made my shoe going? So now we're getting hard singers, right? They're just in that simple ostinato. So we're gonna let you start first layering like a big chocolate cake, and that is Miss Angela's favorite, big chocolate cake. Here we go.
Cobbler, mend my shoe. Please leave me close, I don't evanescence. Zapateros, los manos salvación. Please leave me close, las manos se rompen. Zapateros, de los salvación.
Guys, what would we do in class? We would switch. You would be the number 2, you would be the song. Okay, so we would all get both parts, or row 1, row 2, or boys, or girls, or whatever, to get that. Let's look at pattern number 1. Pattern number 1 goes like this. Going out walking, going out walking, going out trying to make me
Going out walking, going out walking, going out walking.
Can you keep that going?
Going out walking, going out walking, going out walking, very nice walking, going out walking, very nice walking.
Let's switch. Would you go back to the cobbler and you go to the going out walking? Could you do this in solfege as well? Simple solfege that you could use. All right. I know some people would love to use solfege, and people are less enthusiastic about it. So choose what works best for your situation. All right. Just using these words is totally acceptable. Decoding the solfege is another level you can go to. All right. So if you want a cobbler down here, here we go.
Cobbler, mend my shoe. Going out walking, going out walking.
Keep it going.
Going out walking, very nice walking. Going out walking, very nice walking. Please leave me close, very nice walking. Going out walking, very nice walking.
So now we've just built in some early part singing activities just with a simple ostinato pattern. Singing is very accessible, but I also brought these instruments with me. If you would like to come to one of the 2 brown ones, the xylophones, or the glockenspiels, the little baby ones, I need 4 brave friends. Go, brave friends. Okay, so by the xylophones, I brought 2 different kinds of mallets. I should also tell you I'm a certified orchestral work teacher, so I love these instruments, and I use them in my classroom, both at church and at my school. But that's not all I do. It's not about the instruments and orchestral work. It's also about the singing. So I'm kind of a mallet snob. All that to say I'm a mallet snob. So there's a felt mallet, and then there's a hard rubber mallet, and they make different sounds. Right? So depending on the flavouring. I'm looking. You found it. Good job. Okay. Right here, long low F, right? Here we go. Cobbler, mend my shoe on the long low F. Ready, go. Awesome. All right. So we're gonna let that eventually be the xylophone part. But right now everybody's doing it. Right now everybody's doing it. Okay, so if this is my do, there's short C. So this next part goes C, C, A, K. Let's try it. C, C, no, no. C, C, no, no. And stop. Excellent. Now sometimes depending on your kids, how long have you used these kind of instruments? Are they familiar with these instruments? That going out walking can be tricky. So how do I fix that? Right? I just take off the ones that are so then they can only see those.
Progressive lenses.
Yes, that too. That too. It helps so many things. Right? So never be afraid to take bars off. But Angela, I don't have these lovely instruments at my church. That's okay. You have these lovely instruments at your church. Right? So, anybody want to hear we've got some C's, D's, here's some F's. Who wants to do the F's? You're gonna go boom, 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 boom. Can you do that with them? And freeze. Good job. C, D, C. Where's my A? A. Anybody feeling brave? Yes, she is. We're gonna give you the C and the D because you're brave, and you're the A, and you're gonna do the F. So let's get it go. C, D, D, A, F. C, D, C, A, F. Can you add that? Ready? So this is our part number 1, going out walking. 1, 2, here they go. We add the number 2 part, cobbler mender. Can we add the song? We're not doing anything else? Right? So now we've got this little orchestration that we put together, and they're feeling so amazingly successful because it sounds amazing. And it's just like 3 notes. Yeah. That's victory. That's victory. So use what you have. Do you have the little bells? Do you have hand chimes? Right? Do you have boom whackers? Do you have resonator bells? Yes. So what you're looking for is just those pitches, right?
Piano keys. In the church choir, we learned
Yeah.
piano keys.
Piano keys. You could have kids at different octaves. Right? We all learned by singing. Then we all learned by instruments. Right? I only have 4 instruments, then we would switch. Then we would rotate the kids out. And we would all learn everything, and then we divide it up into the little pieces. Okay, you're responsible for this part, you're responsible for that part, you're responsible for this part. And then we can rotate through. So giving kids another experience, that's a lot of words. Giving kids another opportunity to experience music in a different way. And like I said, beautiful opportunity to decode a simple solfege melody with the ostinato patterns. And exposing them to another language that may or may not be familiar to them. Questions? Yeah? Okay. All right, well, we have just enough time to go back and do one of our opening. Let's move a little bit. Syncopation. going to like be at the piano and there's an odd number, then Lauren would be with Fred. And I cannot tell you how excited they get to be with Fred. They're like, find a partner, and they know there's an odd number, and they're like, and there's three of them like, come on, get together, let's go. I want to be with Fred. So it seems silly, but it really, we forget they're kids, and they need to be playful. All right, so you're going to be with your partner, and guess what? We're going to make a long ways set. A long ways set. Remember that's the two parallel lines? So Lauren and I are going to be up here. You're going to be across from your partner. I use poly spots a lot, and I will have, I didn't bring any with me, I should have. I will have a poly spot here and a poly spot there so they know where the head of the set is, called the head of the set. They know how far to travel, and that gives them a marker. Or if you have colored tiles on the floor, you put a piece of tape, whatever. All right, so this is, what did we say, the alleyway? Okay, so this is the street. We're going to cross the street. So we're going to go to the other side. I'm going to go where Lauren is. We're going to cross the street. We're going to turn around. We're going to go back. And we're going to turn around. So in the song you will see, cross the street. To the other side. Go back to the other. Yeah? Okay. Let's try it. Here we go. Cross the street. Cross the street to the other side. Go back to the other side. because, you've got one person leading. Our choirs at church all meet, our youth and children's groups all meet at the same time. So at least once a semester, but we try to do at least twice a semester, we'll do some sort of activity where we all get together, our kindergartners and our seniors. And this is one of their favorites, even the seniors and high schoolers. Can we go sing a band zero? When we do this, usually it's in the hallway, right? We just all go out in the hallway, big long hallway. We love to match up the big kids with the little kids, because that's fun, right? And the little kids are like doing the worms, and the big kids are like. So this is a great generational one that works for all grade levels, to mix and mingle, and like I said, gives you a peek in their personality. And when you have that student who's just doing this, that also tells you a lot, right? And so okay, that's one that I need to be more this way, and I might need to let's do it together. And so you got a window into their little personality. So that's on the Spotify playlist for Shenanigans Kids. They have some fabulous other movement themes. You can check them out. All right. So we did a lot of moving in different ways, sometimes structured, sometimes more creative. I always like to sing a goodbye song with my kids, and this is one. Now it's time to say so long, farewell, goodbye, until we meet again. So long, farewell, goodbye. Thank you, God, for music and friends. Be with us till we meet again. For now it's time to say so long, farewell, goodbye. And I end my rehearsal that way. Like that's especially for your younger ones, they need to know that now we're transitioning to the ending. And so any kind of goodbye song that you can put in there. Again, there's the notes, my email, my webpage. If you have any questions, please feel free to email me, get in contact. I would love to chat with you. Thanks again for coming today.